Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is a video explanation of my hydrogen prototype. This is what I used in the video with the samurai that was running the homemade hydrogen out of the tank. This is what I used to fill that tank up with hydrogen. This invention is meant to be used on demand to make hydrogen and to not have to refill tanks. As of now, this is just using parts that I could gather to make my hydrogen. Like I said in the video when I was running the samurai, it does not use any electrolysis. There's no electricity going to this invention. It all works off a chemical reaction. I'm not going to go too in depth on what chemical reaction it uses. Many of you may already know. Feel free to go ahead and say it. But I'm going to just give a simple breakdown on how this prototype works. I'm going to try to explain this. I don't have this really scripted in my head, so just bear with me on this. The bottom cylinder right here holds the chemical reaction, which is water along with a couple other things. It makes the hydrogen inside this cylinder. As it bubbles off and it's reacting inside the cylinder, it lets off the hydrogen gases out of this tube, and we'll go through whatever you need it to go to, shut off valves, electric shut off valves, and whatever. This blue box over here is deleted. It's just there right now closing off the other side. Eventually that blue box will be put over here. That's a little electric valve. It's a stainless electric valve. It'll go on this side so we can open and close this. Say you're running this on a vehicle and you want your hydrogen production to stop. You want the reaction to stop. You shut the vehicle off, it'll send a signal to this blue box to close the valve shut, which will stop this cylinder from letting hydrogen gas go out. At that point, what will happen is the pressure that is being built up in here of the reaction, there's a solid component, there's a solid material that is inside this container along with your liquid, your water solution. Whenever the reaction stops from the car shutting off, it'll keep building pressure in this cylinder. It'll push the liquid down through this tube and up into this cylinder. This cylinder is watertight, it's shut off. There is a release valve right up there. It stays shut. It'll push all the liquid up into that cylinder at this point, and its own hydrogen pressure will hold the liquid up into that cylinder until you turn your car back on, and it gives the signal for the motor to open the valve again, which at that point the vacuum will be opened up and it will drop the liquid back down into this cylinder and remix with the solid material and keep creating hydrogen. Now, like if you are, say you're running a car with, or any other engine that has fluctuating RPMs and calls for more hydrogen or less hydrogen at lower RPMs, what's going to happen is you would have a what I've come up with is a vacuum actuated valve that works off of the vacuum of the engine, and it opens and closes with that vacuum. So this liquid does the same thing that I said would happen whenever the motor shuts this valve, if it's calling for more hydrogen, then this liquid's going to fluctuate into the bottom cylinder and create more hydrogen. If you are calling for less hydrogen to the engine, and then off of the vacuum valve, then it's going to fluctuate back up into this tube and separate the water from the solid material. It just goes back and forth, as it needs, and no electronics other than just an electric valve there. Like I said, this is just a prototype right now. It's not going to be this bulky whenever I actually have my design manufactured and put out on the market. I might sell the prototype as well if anybody's interested. What I'm planning on doing is selling this for homes, for home generators. What I'd really love to do is have this set up with a fuel cell. I'm not talking about the electrolysis hydrogen fuel cells. I'm talking about the plated fuel cells that use platinum in them that convert hydrogen gas into straight electricity. There's no moving parts with that like you have with a motor, like a running generator, and it would just be a lot more efficient. It would be a lot less maintenance, and you could run a house. You could charge your home batteries, and for way less than it costs to power a home these days. And at that point, I would like to get it in enough engineers' hands selling it for that purpose that engineers start taking this and figuring out how to run it on their cars and stuff like that, because it makes pure hydrogen. It makes 100% hydrogen. It's been tested. The purity comes out. There's no oxygen coming out with it. It's pure hydrogen. This is not HHO. This is pure hydrogen. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to quit rambling on here. I'm going to go get my materials together and get this thing running on a small motor, and I'll be updating a video of that soon. Thanks, guys.